I wanna know I love you. Woo! Hello and welcome to a very special EV episode here on the Twofold channel. This is one of our first, but there'll be loads more to come as we take a closer look at EVs available in Mzansi. This here behind me is the Jaguar I-PACE and it's the Black Edition model. And as per usual, I'll be taking you through what has Jaguar changed when you're comparing this model to that one that launched in 2018. And I'll be taking you through our driving impressions of the car until we get to charging it and actually living with the EV. And I'll be addressing any other FAQs that we might have about EVs. So let's take a look. So before we jump into what has Jaguar changed in this current model, compared to the debut model which we saw in 2018, I think it's good that we actually address what the I-PACE is. So the I-PACE was Jaguar's entry into the all-electric market, and they created this compact sports utility vehicle, which we now know as the I-PACE. So from a single charge, when you're charging it up until 100%, you can get about 460 kilometers of range in the I-PACE. Charging it at fast chargers is relatively quick. In about an hour or so, it can go from about 40% up until to 100% charge. But when you're charging it at home, it will take you the entire night almost to charge the vehicle from the same percentage up until 100%, or if you're going for completely empty, just add on a few hours from that. Looking at the South African landscape, charging at home is actually way cheaper than you would charge at a public charging station. Why? Because the compressors at the public charging station are much more expensive, and that's why you pay more. So if you really want to get the best or to get the best buck out of it, make sure that you charge from home or have a wall box installed at your premises. But I think let's go into the looks and let's address the vehicle for what it is and what I like about this I-PACE. So let's talk about the looks. What you get in this I-PACE Black Edition is that the door mirrors are actually blacked out, and then as well as the front bumper here is also blacked out. But I know you can't see it in this model because its body color is also black, but if you're opting for maybe a silver or white version, then it will be more distinct, and that's why they call it the Black Edition. In addition to that, there's also the branding on the car, which also gets blacked out. You'll actually see it at the back that the Jaguar logo and descriptor is also blacked out, if hopefully Tsecho, who's behind the camera, does edit that in the B-roll. And that's about it on the Black Edition. Now that we're inside the car, I have to tell you that I low-key couldn't wait to show you the interior of this vehicle. What Jaguar has done with speccing out this vehicle, I think they went all out just to emphasize the Black Edition, but once you're inside, you're greeted by this red leather interior, which just looks amazing. It's reminiscent of another brand, which I would mention, but it looks really nice. It's a nice touch from Jaguar. But then looking at the tech and getting more specific about technicalities in the vehicle, once you step in, you are greeted by a very bright 10-inch PV infotainment system right here in the center. Right underneath that is a smaller screen which just lets you or allows you to control your climate and then seat heating as well. Next to that are more AC or more air conditioning buttons, and that's followed by the gear selector right underneath here. It's actually buttons. It's not a stick, it's not a rotating, rotator or anything of that sort. Just buttons where you select your gears, where you want to go to, and then right on the left to that is the driving mode selection, and then you can also adjust the height of the vehicle. Right underneath that, there's more actually. There's space for your phone. It's a wireless Matin charger, and then There are big compartments here, and I heard someone saying that you could put or fit a baby in there. Don't know why you would want to do that, but there's ample of space for you to put away a few gadgets and a few loose lying stuff, and then that's followed by just more compartments here for your drinks, and then obviously there's cubby space in here where you can put other loose items. Right in front of me as a driver is the instrument cluster. It's a digital screen. I think that's a 12-inch, very high definition quality display, which shows you everything from your speed to the range to what you're averaging, and then the power being used as well. You can change that if you wanted to configure it to show the map where you are, or any other information or instruments that you would like to see in front of you. Right at the top is a heads-up display, which comes standard in this Black Edition, and then there's this leather steering wheel over here, which Jaguar and the Land Rover family is known for. It's touch intuitive, which means the buttons do change depending on what you're selecting and what you want to see on the instrument cluster over there. And then obviously on the right hand side is where you can set your adaptive cruise control and all those things. It's pretty much a decent place to be in at the driver's seat. I haven't tried sitting at the back, but it looks like there's ample space for adults to fit. We'll try it out in a bit to sit in there and fit comfortably. But overall, I like this. I actually love this from Jaguar. It's completely new for me, that is. I haven't seen this color selection in this brand of family, so big ups to them. And I'm going to take it for a spin and then give you my driving impressions, and then we close off on everything you need to know about this car. And that's it. That's my time with the Jaguar I-PACE Black Edition. But just to share a bit more in closing what my time has been like, it's been completely amazing. I fell in love with the Jaguar I-PACE when it came out in 2018, and up until now it's one of my favorites. I want to say my top 3 favorite EVs of all time yet. We're yet to see what the future brings. But driving it completely makes sense with its 460 plus kilometer range for a daily drive. Even when you're going long distance, it makes perfect sense. You could literally drive from here to Durban, even Cape Town, with this vehicle. You just have to provision or make time to charge in between. It's a very, very smooth and quiet drive up until you start putting foot on the pedal, where it really starts to zoom a bit. If you've heard of what an EV sounds like, you'll get what I'm saying by saying it zooms a bit. But it's an all-rounder, man. It's a compact SUV, lots of space inside and in the boot as well, if you remove the spare wheel, for you to fit everything and everyone inside. And that's my time with the vehicle. I'm very curious to know what you think of my review, or if you have any questions about living with an EV, please drop it down in the comments below. But other than that, please do like the video, share it with your friends and family all over, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with the latest videos. From me, thank you very much, and until next time.